Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Sunday, January 17, 2021. The time is approaching 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I had another early morning vision upon awakening from dreaming, regular dream state. And I'm in my living room right now. And yes, you hear clocks chiming in the background. Yeah, tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, so forgive me if it's too loud. Yeah, I want to try to get this down. What I saw. Well, um, let's see. The first thing I remember seeing. Yeah, I had a weird dream. It was a very busy dream. A lot of intensities. Yeah, and I think it's due to the stress that I'm under, this whole election thing, and um, yeah, I had a dream that um, some property of mine was stolen. I was sitting down talking to someone, and you see this hand take these two bottles, these two containers of those cheese balls, those crunchy things. Yeah, and I went after the person, ran after them, and say, hey, you stole, blah, blah, blah. And nothing came out from it. Never got it back. So I think that's reflecting how I felt. I had gone outside, it was 2 days ago. Had gone out to walk my dogs right near where I live, just a couple of feet away from the entryway. And I'm towards the flower bed, and it's just enough room where my little boy, my little dog, Lavender, was. So it's like a foot distance from the flower bed. So I'm way over to the near the edge. But some smart aleck, a young man, late teens, early 20s, decides he wants to walk, doesn't want to change his path, direction, and walk around us. So he steps over my dog and just keeps on going. And it just happened so quickly. I think I was just had just been done to pick up, after my dog, and I was distracted, and this guy just comes right in, and I remember the anger that I felt, and I feel that dream was to reveal that something was being taken from me, right on my lap. The thing was like in a suitcase or some type of carrier, and it was inside the carrier, like in this protective case. And the vulnerability is someone just reach their hand in and pull out too. Yeah, I do like those cheese puffs. I mean, I do like them, but I haven't bought any of those things. But I do like things like that. So I think initially that's why I dreamed that I think I'm feeling a little vulnerable these days. But someone reminded me in one of my comments, um, don't feel vulnerable. It invites certain lower energies. And I'm glad that they told me that. Yeah, don't feel vulnerable. Keep you stand your ground. But anyway, I didn't know I was going to mention that story, but I think I felt I had to explain that because I'm feeling what I feel, and I didn't like it. But I think it explains it. So in the future, if I'm reviewing this video and why I mentioned about that dream, because it shows the emotional state I was in, what's going on, and so anyway, um, yeah, it was a very busy dream. Um, yeah, my rights I felt were, being trampled on. Yeah, I can't remember the rest of the details, but anyway, um, so I awakened, and again I kept my eyes closed and relaxed my whole body, because when I do this, I'm able to um, have a vision. I'm fully aware, conscious. I could be scratching my nose, move my feet about, I'm awake. Um, I saw um, a window. Yeah, I saw a window, and it had bars on it. Yeah, uh, daytime, daylight hour, but it didn't seem heavily lit. But it was, you know, light outside, and the the building. It looked like it would have been in a very big building. My impression was uh, some type of, it looked like a modern face of a building, had the type of city look, urban city feel to it, even though I'm only seeing this window and the edge of it. And I could tell that it had a brick wall facing. It was a dark brick wall. It seemed like it was painted it was a darkish type color, um, muted, neutral color, had a slight gray tone to it. Um, could have been like a type of brownish color, but it was a rich color, deep. It was not black or anything like that, but it seemed like a rich color. And the window, a standard window. How big was that? Maybe it could have been like 3 feet in height, a foot and a half in width. The gate that was to protect the window. Okay, it had glass pane. Um, the 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 bars were a standard bars that you see in New York City. Um, about a half. They were all like a half an inch thick in diameter. They had four sides to it. The color was like a brownish green color. It all looked new, like newly painted. It was fresh. It wasn't any rust or anything like that. It was well maintained. Um, these bars went vertically. The points of it, like on the top part of the bars, it had that decorative cap on top, um, but it's like an arrow, or like a point, and that too I think had like the four sides to it. It was a narrow cap, um, that would sit on top of each end of the like the spokes of the gate. I call it a gate, whatever, bars, and yeah, pointed on top, and um, those pieces could have been maybe 4 inches in height. Yeah, it was decorative. You see that a lot. So it wasn't just the plain gate, flat on top. Just the four, the four sides to the grate, and it had, a capped. Each little bar was capped believe, top and bottom of that decorative piece. So it went in like a point, and the base of that point, oh, seemed, was long, and it covered some of the bars, but it was made, decorative. And yeah, the wall, the facing of the building looked like a modern brick faced building. Not looked like it was painted or something like that. This rich color. Yeah, so the bars and the color of the building um, coordinated in color. They were both deep, rich colors. Um, they weren't contrasting to each other. They both had that that great undertones to it. Yes. Um, that lasted a couple of seconds. And then I remember seeing, yeah, the next thing I saw was I'm some distance away, um, looking downward. As if I'm there looking downward. I don't see myself. I'm just uh, seeing what I'm seeing with the vision that I'm seeing. But it was situated above the subjects that I'm looking at. There were two or three people. I remember there were two, two. There was they weren't big people. They were petite, of male and female. The female was shorter, much shorter than the guy. And my impression when as I'm seeing this, I'm thinking that they're husband and wife. That was just my impression. Again, I don't know who they were, but it was just I felt as I watched this was a husband and wife, um, adults. Yeah, adults. How old? They just look at an average. Not you. I mean, it could have been their 40s or something like that. They were they had a maturity about them. They weren't like you know the juvenile. They were adults like 40s or maybe even 50. But they could have been 40s, 50s, um, but healthy looking. Um, and I think they were Asian, like a like East Asian type, like China, Korean, that type of face. If I saw right, yeah, they had a slight. They didn't look like Caucasians. When I saw the lady, especially, um, I said, "Oh, those look like Asian people." And they walked on a metal platform. It was a small, flat metal platform. That's what it looked like. I think she was first. I see her first. For whatever reason, I notice her more. I see more of her face. I mean, I not real details. I can see that there's a face. I forget what they were wearing. Modern clothes, Western clothes. Um, yeah, I don't remember any detail, but it's nothing that really stood out. It was just formal wear. Um, they're nicely dressed, nice looking couple. They seem very pleasant to look at. Um, and I think a third person also walks with them. I think a male, and they all stood on it, and it was outside. This platform, it looked. I don't know why it looked like it was. Yeah, it was outside, and there's a platform that's elevated up. So they're actually outside. They're outside on a platform, and it didn't have any railings or anything like that on it. Yeah, I've never seen something like that. I mean, that would seem dangerous. You could fall off the edge. But that's what it looked like when I saw it. It was outdoors. Um, and then the next scene I saw, um, I saw, oh, it was I know it was some type of frame. It was a golden color. I mean, I said to myself in my head, okay, that's a golden like color. Um, like it could have had like a brush finish on it. You know, you could take like it was a metallic, and it seemed like the this thing that I saw, this frame, looked like it could have been. Oh, I don't know what was within it, but it was something that was framed. So I'm not sure if it was a picture frame or so, it was a frame of something else. I did not see the outside. You know what was within the frame. I was too busy focusing on the frame itself. It was a twist, two strand twist, about an inch wide, um, about the same. Oh, like um, look almost like the same dimensions of the window frame I could have seen earlier. That type of dimensions. Yeah, and I can see that it's a metallic. Look metallic. Two twists and well maintained. You know, like some metallic thing they put that brush finished on it. It gives it a rich color. You know, you could make like a darker streaks. You know, give it dimensions, shadow and highlight. You know, more shadow with it since it was dark. It was very nice, and that's what I saw. That's what I remember seeing. I wanted to just try to relax and see more, but I felt that I would forget the rest of the stuff that I did see if I attempt to do that. So that's what I saw for today, and very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, I just wonder again, as I say in my other videos pertaining to the things that I see, why I see so many um, faces of buildings or rooms. Again, this was a brick and the bars. It'd be very, very interesting the significance of why I'm seeing these type of things, objects, facing of buildings, this time a window. Was I the builder of it? I mean, because I'm really looking close at it. Yeah. I've always been fascinated though, like when I live in the city, New York City, and I enjoy when I was younger and new to this city, like in the 1980s, I was fascinated with looking at the storefront windows, the um, high-end apartment buildings with the fancy windows and the gates and all that. They're very ornate looking. I was always fascinated with that. Yeah, and those people on the platform, I don't know who these people are, but they looked like they're from East Asia type. And I feel that they were leaders of something, the leader of the where they live. You know, some officials. That was just my impression. Again, I don't know who these people are. I don't really follow politics from around the world. Not never into that, but I just get the feeling that that's who they were, some type of political leaders, and it was I felt it was a wife and husband and then some other adult on a flat metal, looked like a metal, flat metal platform. It looked thin, and it was just up there, up in the air, and outside it was looked like daytime, but it was very hazy, and they were like I gather that I was out in across from them in a different building. I'm observing from I believe another structure, another building. I'm slightly above. I'm above them, and I'm looking downward, maybe 1 or 2 stories above them, and they're like a whole building away from me across. Yeah, and so that's what I saw. Very interesting, and I hope one day I could get to the middle of all this stuff, what I'm seeing, why I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and any suggestions of what this phenomena could be and where I can go to perfect this, to find out what's really going on. Yeah. So yeah, what you see in front of you, that's my computer monitor. I had it on all night. I just put on pause so I could do this live stream. And yeah, this is with the hearings, um, the election in the U.S. that that going against exposing that what they didn't do for the election. Yeah, so that's that. I thank you all for listening and watching. And yes, your feedback is greatly appreciated. And yeah, may I get more insight and that the information that I share would eventually be very useful to the listener. Take care. Have a wonderful Sunday. Be well. Bye bye. Signing off.